Hi, this is editor Amy, and if you thought something was missing from this week's interview with Heather G. Harris, you were not wrong. There was so much that happened in that episode that in order to fit it into our usual less than 90-minute podcast format, I had to cut a whole bunch out. But never fear. I have the full interview with Heather G. Harris, minimally edited. She is the author of the Portlock Paranormal Detective series with Gillian Dilbert, the Other Realms series, and the Witchlight Magical series, as well as the new Harathian Path Romantasy series, which she is writing as Arya Ashbrook. So pour yourself a strawberry daiquiri, sit back, and enjoy. Thank you.
We do edit, or
yes.
I say we.
If I do this across the screen, it means you need to remove whatever I've just said.
Yes. I say we, and I have nothing to do with the editing. Amy does all of that, because
You do the hard work.
Yeah, I'm just not, it's not a thing that you want me doing, because it will look like a hot mess.
As opposed to like the lukewarm mess that I leave it.
Exactly. Yes, and I have my pause, which is essentially the same as the... Except I think I need a new pause, because this is like flapping around. Okay. Oh, I need to bring up...
Typically what we'll do is Shay will hold up the pause to signify that we're going to start, and then I will introduce you, I'll read the bio, and then we'll hop right in with the questions. Sometimes we go like out of order, because it's a conversation, obviously.
Right. Let's see. Oh, look, do we have... Oh, here's the questions. I'm sorry, I usually print off physical copies of things, and I did not do that today because my printer needs ink. Okay, here we go.
I don't even have a printer.
Oh, well.
I have one, but it's a recent acquisition because like the kids kept having homework where I was like printing stuff, and I kept having to go to like Nana's house to print the homework, and I thought it's probably time to just embrace that I need a printer,
Yeah.
I left mine behind when I moved here because, it wouldn't plug in anyway. So
yes, that makes sense though.
Oh, yeah, because I did the stupid thing where I thought, because I had a printer in the U.S., and I left it when I moved to England, but I was able to buy like the same printer, but like over there. So when I moved back, I'm like, I'm just going to bring the printer with me, which was so stupid because after hauling that thing across the oceans, well, one ocean anyway, there was...
I don't know how you went home, but...
It wouldn't work. Like, even with, like, plugging it into... It just wouldn't work. So I ended up getting rid of it and just buying the same printer yet again.
Oh, no.
So I'm like, I could have just left this stupid thing back in England, but I don't know. I was
So are you in England or are you in America? Where are you right now?
I'm back in America, yeah. For the moment, anyway.
And Amy, you're in Portugal?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
And I have
lucky.
plans to join her.
So, yeah. Heather and I are
Living the
drinking at a
dream.
perfectly normal evening time, and Shaya is day drinking. And I support that for her.
Yeah,
Sorry, where
I do
are you,
too.
Heather? Because
I'm in the UK. Yeah.
Oh, you're in the UK. Okay. Yeah. I was like, wait, where are you?
Where in the world are you? I can't tell.
Well, we've been all around the world over the last couple of interviews. So
Yeah.
Including you, our last 4 have been New Zealand, Maine, France, and now you in the UK. So
yeah.
Oh, globe trotting you are with your cocktails.
Yeah.
we are.
That's what I like to hear.
Exactly. So I'm like, yeah, and now that we do this, like it's the middle of the day, my time, and evening her time. So yeah, I day drink now. That's what I do.
Yeah, but I mean, rightly so. So. Some days you just need that.
And it's like a job requirement.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Writers.
And also,
writers drink.
It's still after midday, right? So you're fine.
Oh yeah. It's like 1 o'clock over here now. So
It's not 9 a.m. 9 a.m. I'd be like,
There have
But
been
midday,
some.
you're fine.
There have been some 11 a.m. like.
It's fine. That's close enough to midday.
See,
That's a
and it's
brunch.
also St. Patrick's Day as well, technically. So it's an excuse to drink, if nothing
That's
else.
true. That is true.
All right. So, would Amy, would you like to read the bio, and then we'll dig into the.
I will do that.
Okay. And I should hold up my paws.
I am so excited today to welcome to the pod Heather G. Harris.
Yay!
She
Welcome.
is an Amazon Top 100 best-selling author. Heather is a full-time fantasy writer, and she is also blessed to be a mom to 3 gorgeous kids and a willful Great Dane. Heather went to university in Liverpool, where she took up skydiving and met her husband. When she's not running around after her children, she's plotting her next book and daydreaming about vampires, dragon shifters, and strong heroines. She loves swoon-worthy romances and promises to always deliver a happily ever after.
I do.
And I am. I'm so excited to have you
Yay!
here.
Welcome.
Ah, thanks for having me, ladies. It's lovely to be here.
Are you still in Liverpool, or have you?
I'm in Chester, so I'm
in
by
Chester,
Liverpool.
okay,
So, and
yeah.
I've always been on what we call the Wirral. So I've always lived on there and then commuted to Liverpool. So a
Yeah.
lot of the time I would, but like a lot of my stories are based in Liverpool because I would spend so much time working in Liverpool
Right.
and then like walking around the city in the law firm and stuff. I'd be coming up with all these fun ideas as I was walking around instead of legal stuff.
Yeah.
So,
I
way
asked
better.
because a good friend of mine that I worked with when I lived in London is from Liverpool, and she's back there now. And yes, she lived. When I visited her, we had to do that thing where you go. Well, actually, we took the tube, so we went under the whirl and
yes.
and into Liverpool, and it was St. Patrick's Day when I visited her. So
No way!
that was a hoot. That was a
Oh,
hoot.
Liverpool
So-
knows how to do St. Patrick's
Yes,
Day. Wow.
yes, they
that
do.
is one of our fortes.
Yes,
Because we
yeah.
have such a big Irish population as well. So we go all out.
Yeah, and we actually went to what is it, the cave or the cavern or something?
Cavern.
Where the Beatles used to play back in the day.
Yeah.
So that was super cool. Anyway,
It is
sorry,
really cool.
bygones, complete bygones, but sort of on topic because we're just talking about a pub club thing. Heather, most important question I'm going to ever ask you. What is
Ever.
your favorite cocktail?
Oh, well, I love many cocktails, it must be said. And pina colada is right up there on my list because coconut, fresh, it's so good. But my all-time favorite is a strawberry daiquiri. I love, exactly, I love
Just like we
strawberry
knew.
daiquiri.
It's almost like a little bird told us.
Yeah, I've only got gin and tonic, so I've actually failed on the mission.
Oh no! Well,
That is not a failure.
that is no gin and tonic is never a failure in my
No, but it's
humble
no
opinion.
strawberry daiquiri, is it? Let's
No,
be honest.
it's not. I mean, it's not. It's not.
It's just not. No.
And mine is not made at all properly, I will say, because the only rum I had was like spiced dark rum, not white rum.
Yeah.
So, and I measured with my heart, so it's very rum forward. I am where the rum has gone. So
I mean, that sounds like perfection to me, to be honest.
it's delicious because it actually goes really well with the strawberries being all spiced and rich and caramely
Yeah.
and whatever rum
That
does.
sounds good.
Anyway, and
Typically, Shea marries things. No, she doesn't. Well, maybe she does. I don't know what she does. She measures things. She is a measurer. And I'm
yes.
I don't know. I looked at the recipe yesterday, and now I'm just doing stuff. I'm doing it with my heart.
yeah,
But lately, I have been trying this measuring thing.
yeah,
And you know what? It actually works.
yeah, it does.
Who knew?
And
knew?
so typically I would measure, but I was like, I just had like this small amount of everything left, so I'm just like, dump it in. I'll just dump it all in, and whatever
Just go
comes
for
out.
it.
Yeah, and actually it worked
works.
pretty well. Yeah,
It's
but
glorious.
daiquiris are forgiving, so
Yes. They're so delicious.
so good, so good.
Nice. And strawberries, like all the fresh strawberries, are showing up on the shelves here.
Yeah, it's
So
a little
it's-
early here yet.
Yeah, same.
Well,
But
I live in the tropics. I don't
I
really. I live in
know.
Porto. That's not the
Well, Porto's not the
tropics.
tropics.
But it's still gorgeous.
Yes, it is.
It is, and we
And
get all of
yeah.
the fruits from like the Azores and Madeira and all of that. So
So you're
it's not
getting
really
fruit from
imported. It's just yeah.
We're jealous.
I'm so
Good.
jealous.
That's my whole goal.
I mean,
Okay,
we do
that's
have
all I needed from this interview.
we do have really good strawberries in Oregon. Just like, the UK strawberries, the really, really sweet ones. We have a
Hmm.
similar type of strawberry that could probably give that one a run for its money. But like we can't export them because they don't survive. They're too
Travel.
fragile. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can only get them here, but they're delicious. But I don't have
They
those.
are.
I have frozen ones. But your Amy's is on the rocks, so mine's blended. Yours is on the rocks.
I don't
Which,
like blended drinks. They make me feel unhappy with my. I don't know.
see, I love.
I don't like them. I will always make a drink on the rocks. We've done pina coladas with somebody before. I made mine on the rocks. I'm not blending my drink.
Which is hilarious.
I
But
feel
you
like
have-
a daiquiri needs to be blended. Like
I
that's kind of it should be like a slushy, like it's that childhood
Maybe.
yes,
thing, but with
But then
alcohol.
I wouldn't like
but
it.
she does what she wants.
Well,
I mean,
don't we all?
a margarita can be either way. Whatevs, whatevs. We do what we
Whatever
want.
works.
That's the theme of our whole witchy shenanigans. Is just you do you, boo.
Yeah. 100%.
So tell us about your author journey, like when you began writing and publishing. You talked about writing, walking around Liverpool and thinking of writing stories instead
Yeah.
of legal briefs.
Yeah, yeah.
So tell us more about that.
So I was a lawyer for a good chunk of years. But basically my mum was an author and she was never published, but she was always writing, right? So one of my earliest memories was like sitting on her lap and dictating a story to her while she typed it up on the computer for me.
Oh, how fun!
It's cute, isn't it? So I always grew up in a household where I knew that writing stories was possible. It wasn't anything weird. Like mum had her office and she went there to write her stories. And so that was always something that I grew up with. And in my teen years, I wrote loads of stories myself. And then it kind of fell away once I went to university and was starting to become a lawyer and time was more precious and all that sort of stuff. Um, and then my mum had passed away, and I looked into how to self-publish some of her stories. And that taught me all about self-publishing suddenly. I kind of fell into 20 books to 50K, and I was learning all the nuts and bolts of self-publishing. And I think as a way to connect with mum anyway, I started writing anyway. And my husband had always known that I wrote stories, and so he was like, "Can I read this?" And I was like, "No." And for ages I said no, and I would never let him read any of it. And then one time I finally did let him read it, and this was Glimmer of the Other, my debut novel, and he read it and was like, "Heather, this is surprisingly good."
Oh, I love British compliments.
Yeah, right, exactly. Backhanded compliment if ever I've heard one. But that kind of made me think, okay, well, maybe I should like do something about it. And by then, I was hip deep in learning about self-publishing, and being a lawyer. The kind of maths of getting a traditional contract and someone paying you kind of 10 to 15% versus going KDP and getting 70% yourself. I was like, well, this is a no-brainer. Um, Especially as I'd already, it was kind of obvious that trad picks their darlings, right?
Yes, yeah, they do.
So I was like, if they don't pick you as their darling, that's just it. And when I was training to be a lawyer, one of the steps is you have to apply here in the UK you had to get a training contract. So you got your law degree already, then you had to do a legal practitioner's course, and then you had to get a law firm to give you a training contract for 2 years before you could qualify to be a lawyer. And they were like gold dust. So there were so many law students and hardly any positions. And so I'd done the kind of applying, getting knocked back. And I was like, I'm just not doing this again with publishing. I'm not going to be applying to agents. I'm not going to be applying to publishing houses. I can't face doing that all over again after I've already like just
Yeah.
kind of put myself through this. And so I was like, self-publishing is the way forward for me, 100%. So I wrote 4 books in a series. I rapid released September, October, November, December. January, I gave birth to my son. I had a year's maternity leave to see what happened. And I'd said to my husband, if even if I take like a 10 grand pay cut as a lawyer, to be able to be like work from home, flexible, be able to pick the kids up. If they've got a sick day, it's not a problem, all those sorts of things. I was like, I think it makes sense for us to kind of do this as a family. And he was super supportive. And then just hit it out the park from the beginning. I'm one of those annoying
Nice.
unicorns.
Oh, I love that for
Um,
you, though.
Thank you. I love it for me too, but I really, it's hard when you see so many genuinely amazing authors around you,
Yeah.
not just hitting the ride at the right place. Do you know what I mean? Like there's so many things that go into having a hit.
Yeah.
And I had done all the right things. Do you know what I mean? I'd done a prequel story that I'd built my newsletter list on, that I'd done the pre-orders and the rapid release, and I'd written to market and all those things. But it still just came together in like a really
Yeah.
ah
There, there's
moment.
there's always
Yeah.
an element of luck that
Yeah.
people don't like to admit to, but
Yeah.
they're absolutely, I mean, yeah, doing all the things gives you a much better shot than if you,
100%. But plenty of people do all the things and don't get the hit that they should have.
yeah, yeah. So there is a little element of luck and manifestation, I think.
Yes. Yeah, I kind of put paid to a lot of that. I think it because as soon as I learned that being a six-figure author was a thing, I was like, that's gonna be me,
That's me. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I didn't ever for 1 second, even though I was saying to my husband, well, if I take a pay cut and da da da, in my head I was like, we're not gonna need to. This is gonna be amazing.
This is not a problem.
This is gonna be fine. But I think like my mum imbued me with self-confidence in truckloads. So like once I learned that it was possible for authors to earn like 6 or 7 figures from their writing, I was like, okay, well that's my future sorted. Cool.
No problem.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, yes. I love that your
Makes me
mom
happy
did
to hear
that.
like
Yeah.
people going into this and like being successful and having this confidence. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like we're all supposed to be jealous of each other, but like
No.
I love a success story for a fellow writer.
And
We're all
100%.
if somebody has something that like is a sex that I'm like maybe like, oh, I really want, I just like, oh, yes, good for you. I'll have some of that,
100%.
because why can't we all have what we
But we
want?
all can. That's the thing.
Yeah,
And I
that's the
think
thing.
like that's another difference between like indie and trad, right? Because indie authors, we all understand that we have whale readers who read 350, 450, 500, even 1,000 a book a year, right?
Uh-huh.
If I can write 8, then I've got a few friends' books that they should probably read as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I can't
absolutely.
produce enough. So instead of reading a stranger's, I'm like,
Yeah.
read my friends' books. They're
Yeah.
really good too.
Totally. Yeah, because even
Um,
I only read at night in the evenings,
Same.
before bed, and I still read like 100 books a year.
That's
So,
amazing.
I mean, it's like there's no way. Even if I read both of your books, all your books that you put out, I would
Yeah.
still have. I would still need more books.
Exactly, 100%. Whereas I think trad is a different experience because each trad author are fighting for the space with the agent. They're fighting for the space with the trad house
Yeah.
and the contract because there's only so many contracts. So theirs is more of a kind of dog eat dog world because
Yeah.
they are really fighting for the 1 or 2 spaces, right? Whereas with indies, it's like, well, we all can succeed,
Yeah.
and it makes perfect sense to me that that spirit of kind of companionship and friendship exists in the indie world, and
Yeah.
I love that so much for all of us
Yes.
because authoring could be so solitary, and the thing that saves me every day from feeling lonely is my author friends that I have, and you make friends like we were talking earlier briefly about interviewing people from like New Zealand and France and like that's one of the beauties, right? Because no matter what time zone you're in, someone is awake and able to chat to you.
Exactly.
I have to say that a lot of the people that we've interviewed are authors that I've met through the Discord server. We're all three in. Like, it's
Yeah.
people that I've met. Like last week was Chris Rowan. We interviewed him, and
He's
I
so
mean it's
much
those
fun.
connections that then lead to other connections, and it's been such a great
100%.
Yeah.
experience just knowing so many amazing authors.
It is. And like it's so nice as well when you've got like a plot problem or something or a blurb problem and you can just chuck it out there and be like, someone help me. My brain's not seeing what I'm doing wrong. And,
Yeah.
someone will pipe up and suggest, and you're like, oh yeah, and it's sometimes you're too close to the problem. So having other writers that you can bounce things off of is like, it's amazing.
Absolutely.
It is. So do you write you write fantasy, paranormal fantasy? Do you write other genres?
So I've just dipped my toes into romantasy. So I've got a brand new joint pen name with my friend Hannah Lynn. So together we are Aria Ashbrook. So it's a brand new romantasy, Web of Vows and Vengeance. It came out on the 27th of February, and it's doing rather well. I'm happy to report.
Yay.
Hey, excellent.
Because romantasy is like a really competitive genre, and it's really, really hard to kind of get eyes on you. And I wanted to see whether I could replicate some of the success I have with my Heather G. Harris pen name, but in a different genre. Because I was like, can I do a new pen name from scratch? Because I didn't want to use my Heather G. Harris fandom to launch the Aria Ashbrook fandom, because Heather G. Harris is short, funny, fast-paced urban fantasy, fade to black, and Aria Ashbrook is dark, romantasy, on-page spice, enemies to lovers. There's a lot of similar elements. Like in both, I have strong female characters. I have animal sidekicks, but apart from that, they're chalk and cheese. So you can't drive urban fantasy readers to dark, sexy romantasy. It would screw with my Amazon algorithm significantly. So I was nervous about starting over.
Yeah.
But I'm doing the same things I did. I wrote the prequel story that I'm giving away for free in exchange for newsletter sign up. We're doing rapid release, but obviously it's romantasy, so it's a bit of a different model. The books are like 200,000 words each. So the rapid
Holy
release,
monkeys.
yeah. Um, yeah, thanks. Thank you for that appreciation. So yeah, the rapid release is one book every 3 or 4 months. So we're going to have all 4 books out within a year. So it's still for romantasy, that's like lightning fast.
That
Um,
is. Yeah.
but we have been working to the bone, like in preparation for this for like a
Yeah.
couple of years. We've been plotting and writing and planning, and so we're kind of showing up at this year, and I hope people aren't like, well, they're just knocking them out every 6 weeks. This is really easy, and I want to be like, we've been doing this for years.
I know. Where
You're
I
just
think
seeing the tail end,
I know. How does this person publish X number of books a year? Because we worked our butts off.
Like, oh my God.
And
Well,
sometimes we stockpile.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
sometimes we
absolutely.
stockpile, and like sometimes we just work all hours under the sun, because Hannah and I obviously write this one. There's been a few times between books where there's been lots of back and forth with the passing of the drafts. And so that was a tough period, because like, for example, over Christmas, I was working till like 12, 1 to kind of get the finalized draft before it went to our developmental editor. And it was just like, it was December, so it was Christmas, and I'm supposed to be relaxing and being with my kids, and I was like, I shall have Christmas Day off. Bye. And apart from that, it was just knuckle down. But yeah, I tell myself it'll all be worth it in the end. And hopefully it will. It's doing well. It's hanging out at about 450 in Amazon.com. So I'm like, I count that as a
Yeah, that's
victory.
good for a
That sounds
debut.
great. Yeah.
Especially in
Yeah.
romantasy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and you do a lot of co-author situations.
Yes.
I know you have a series that you write solo, but you do
Yes.
have co-authors, and
Yeah.
that's not something I've done. I know Shay has done it as well, but I is tell me a little bit about how that journey works for you, because I know
Well,
that's not one of my prepared questions, but now I'm curious.
that's fine. So I have about four series, I think, by myself. And then I had a kind of cozier urban fantasy series with Hannah Lynn, which is how we first started writing together, before we did the Aria Ashbrook kind of mashup that came later. Um, so we just decided that the world was a dark place and we wanted to write something cozy. So we put our heads together and we deliberately wrote something lower stakes and cozier and all those things. And I've kind of learned through that process. I don't really like writing cozy, and I much prefer writing high stakes and high octane. That's an important growth curve to know that about yourself. Um, but how we work generally and how I do with, or how I did with my other co-author, Jill, is we would have calls, conversations, we would plot, plan the world, the characters, the tropes. And then my co-author goes away and does a first draft, start to finish, but normally relatively bare bones, like your own first draft. And then it gets bounced to me for the second draft. And I tend to add in, especially Jill's strength was the action, and like she was so good at getting your heart like in your throat, because she just get that pulse pounding. Like she was so good at just terrifying the crap out of me, even even when I own books. Um, but yeah, but she would always forget like the romance. I would always be like, and where's Connor? And she'd be like, yeah, I didn't even remember he was even in the scene. I'm like, you mentioned him once. So like romance and the humor was always my additions, although sometimes she would be wickedly funny too. But yeah, I would, in my second draft, it was always kind of adding in those extra layers. Um, and kind of same thing with Hannah, really, just kind of overwriting. And for both Hannah and for Jill, I was kind of the big name author. So the books needed to sound more like my voice. So that's why I had the last draft, because you want the voice to be consistent from start to finish.
Right.
And I wanted the voice to be mine for my readership to kind of enjoy it. And there, like I said, there were things that I always do in my books, like strong female main characters, healthy relationships with the male protagonist, the fade to black romance, the mystery, the twists and turns that they normally come through, and the animal sidekicks as kind of part of my formula of what works for me for each series that I touch. But therefore, I kind of need all of those elements. And one of the toughest things is I obviously write in British English, being British, and my editor is British. And so for Jill and Jill was American, so she would be writing, and like, she would be like, and then Bunny put it in the trash, and I'd be like, she put it in the rubbish bin, and then I went and picked up the lead, Jill. She picked up a lead. So we always had lots of fun, like doing those sorts of things. Obviously, Jill sadly passed away in October last year. So I've got two more of our joint books to do to kind of finish off our series, because we always said it was going to be a 9 book series, and we'd kind of plotted out, and we have plotted out the last couple of books. So I'm not completely lost without her. Like her guiding wisdom still is there. Um, I've just started writing book 8 in that series just the last few days. So it's been tough, but also is nice to kind of. She had, unfortunately, because she was really sick at the end with cancer, she hadn't managed to do the full draft for book 8 or anything at all for 9, but she'd written like maybe 20K. So it just took me a long time to kind of be ready to pick that up,
Yeah.
because like obviously I said for our processes that I normally overwrite, and like for ages, I was messaging her husband. I was like, I can't write over her words, you know.
Yeah.
And he was like, you just gotta do it though. You gotta do it so it sounds like, the rest of the book. So I was like,
Yeah. Oh.
but yes, I am.
And
I'm.
that's the
I'm there.
Portlock Paranormal Detective series,
Yes, that's right.
which I have read every book in that series, because it is such a delight, and that's very much the style of books that I like to read. And
Yeah.
that's set in Alaska, and
Yes.
that's where Jill lived. Correct? She was in
Yes.
Alaska because I know
Yeah.
I worked as her editor on I think her first book.
Yeah.
My partner and I were her editors for that book, and that was also set in Alaska. And so it's really fun
Yes.
to see some of that Alaskan flavor come into this book this series that you guys have put together. And
It's one
it
of
was
like the
just,
USPs, but now I'm like, now she's not here. I'm messaging Chad, her husband, and I'm like, she's put in this phrase in native Alaskan, and I don't know what it means. Can you please go away and tell me what it is that my character has said here? Because I don't know. So it's
That's
not been
awesome.
without its challenges, but like
Yeah.
Alaska is such a beautiful, beautiful country, and I always said that I would visit her, and we always planned that I would go camping with her, and she was such a badass. She always was talking about chasing off bears, like getting followed by wolves. Like when she passed away, Chad was clearing out her bedside cabinet and he found like three guns, two axes. And I was like, what
Oh
did
my.
she think was
How
coming into her bedroom? Like she
how
was fully
moose.
prepared if a grizzly
I
came.
guess. Wow, that's. I'm like, how did she fit all that in her nightstand? I
I
need that.
don't know.
I need that nightstand.
like a nightstand of holding.
I know
Yeah,
exactly. That's
yeah.
amazing.
She was so badass. It's so funny. But yeah, that
Um,
series was amazing. Like it far surpassed anything that I'd done, even solo. Like Glimmer of the Other is kind of my flagship series, and it's the rest of my series that I've done solo are all set in the same universe. So there's like loads of crossover and characters mixing and things like that. Um, and Glimmer of the Other in particular did extraordinarily well. But Portlock blew it out of the water. Like we got top 60 on Amazon with that series. And that's one that just continues to just have like such a space in fans' hearts, which is lovely. But there's a wee bit of pressure now to make sure that I do it justice for the last couple books.
Yeah.
And I'm worried because Jill was the action one. Like sometimes even on my solo books, she would be to read for me. And she'd message me and be like, Heather, this action scene sucks. Do you want me to fix it for you? And I'd be like, yes, please. Yeah, please, can you fix it? And so she would like take my one paragraph of action and make it like 3 pages. And I'd be like, thank you.
oh my god, I need somebody like that in my life.
Yeah, yeah, it was truly a gift. And yeah, it was so great. And obviously, I would repay the favor. Like, I would be to read hers. And I'd be like, you need to like be kind and you need to remember you've got a love interest here. Like,
Don't forget the dude in the
don't
corner.
forget the love interest. Yeah.
I just got edits back on my latest book, and one of the comments was, "You can't just later say, oh, I forgot about the guy who's clearly the love interest,' and just like say in the book, oh, I forgot about him that day because you realize that you didn't write him into any part of that scene." And I'm like, but I did forget about him. And I'm like, yeah, but the character probably shouldn't forget about the intriguing, sexy vampire that's in the dungeon. I'm like, but she did.
But they
I don't
did. They're
know.
just forgetful.
Just,
Sorry.
I mean, perimenopause does that to a person.
Right?
Did your
I'm laughing. So many of my author friends are at perimenopause age, and like everyone I meet now, I'm like, "Are you on HRT? You should HRT. Are you on HRT? You should
I am on
HRT."
I am on HRT, which has made it much better, but I still have a
Much more bearable.
yes, I still have a little bit of a Swiss cheese for brains, like things leak
Same.
through the holes. Yeah,
And
but
just the word salad still, like, and
yeah,
it's a weird one, right? Because when I'm typing, I can think of the words just fine, and then
hmm
I'm trying to speak to my husband, and then he's like, You write words for a living? And I was like, but I can't word good with my mouth.
I
Words
am
come from
this.
fingers, not from faces.
No.
Then.
Faces don't word, fingers. Well, and here's the thing though, that I actually have started because of for health reasons. I've started dictating, and so that has been interesting. So I have just decided. Well, my first drafts are always a horrendous mess anyway. So I'm like, well, they're just going to be more horrendouser.
100%.
Yeah,
I did dictation a few times just takes because like everyone was talking about how dictation was great for your output generally. And so I was like, I'll give that a whirl. But what I found was I would get a first draft start to finish faster, but it was
yeah.
a lot more of a mess. So then the second draft stage was a lot heavier and harder work. And I kind of prefer to have slogged it out for the first draft, and then the second draft is like quite a light edit and a bit of a polish, like it's deepening the emotions and sprinkling in the humor. And so I shelved dictation after a couple books because I was like, this just isn't my preferred way of
Yeah,
working. But it's helpful to know that you can do it. Do you know what I mean? If
yeah,
there was a physical reason why you weren't able to
right.
type, dictation is still like a perfectly viable
Yeah.
option.
And for me, I actually prefer the rewrites. I
Yeah.
love a rewrite. That's
Do
where
you?
I add all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
So, and the longer I've been writing, the even downer and dirtier my first draft is.
We do word good with our
We
mouths.
do word good with our
So
mouths.
good.
And and it's just like this hot mess. It's a hot garbage trash bin mess. And
Rubbish bin.
a rubbish bin. It is rubbish. Absolute rubbish. I wouldn't want anyone to read any of my first drafts. But then when I do the second rewrite, it's basically ready for I only do one rewrite typically. But
Same.
that's where all the fun stuff comes in and I flesh
Yeah.
everything out. So I'll go from a 20,000 word draft to like a 40, 50,000 word rewrite. So, I mean, I write short. So, anyway, but enough about me. We're not here to talk about me.
We are. This is a conversation.
So, what inspired you, like, specifically to write paranormal? Because I mean, I was looking at all your urban fantasy going, oh, that sounds fun. That sounds fun. But you
They
have
are
the,
fun, by the way.
well, I
And
already
indoors.
downloaded one of them onto my Kindle, so I haven't had a chance to read it yet. But I think it might be the cozy one, even because I do
Oh,
love a
can't
cozy.
change.
Yeah, no, I do love a cozy. I love both, so that's the
It
thing.
depends what mood you're in for, I think. Cozy is
Yeah,
great when you just feel like you need a hug.
yeah.
Um, but
And then
the
sometimes you
reason
just need somebody to chop the head off a vampire for
Right,
reasons. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes that's how you need to start. And it's funny you say that because chopping the head off a werewolf is how the Portlock series starts, pretty much. So when you said that, I was like, yeah, sometimes you just need to start with a head being lopped off.
I love it.
So accurate.
A beheading
So-
is a great way
It
to
is.
enter anything.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what sort of? I mean, was it just the head chopping, the beheadings
Yeah,
that
just
brought
that.
you
No,
to?
I just want to start murdering people. No. So, I grew up reading fantasy, epic fantasy. You know,
Mhm.
your David Lee Eddings, your Mercedes Lackey, Anne McCaffrey. That was what I cut my teeth on. That was what I kind of grew up reading 100%. And so as I grew older, I discovered urban fantasy and I discovered it through Helen Harper, who's a wonderful lady. And I just, once I found her stuff, I binged her whole backlist and I was like, this woman is amazing. And what I loved about her, unlike David Eddings, was every series sounded utterly different. Whereas with David Eddings, you had new series, but you could have just changed the names and it was the same story, really.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I loved them. Don't get me wrong. I reread them all, but it was the same thing happening, and it yeah. But with Helen Harper, every story is vastly different. Every protagonist has got their own quirks, and it really blew my mind. And I thought to myself, that is what I want to do when I want to write. I want to make sure that each protagonist is completely different, and you're not just cookie cutting the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah.
And as a consequence, though, some of my characters are a bit Marmitey, so some people say, "Oh, I adore Jinx. I love Jinx. I can't bear Lucy." And some people are like, "Oh, I hate Amber," and I'm like, that's because people connect with different characters in different ways because they are all different. So I'm like, I will take it as a compliment that you despise Lucy or that you, can't stand Amber or whatever, because that shows that they're completely different. And I'm giving you different experiences when you read those different stories.
Yeah.
Um, but I think for me, when I was reading the urban fantasy, the thing about it that I love is like, who wouldn't want magic to be real? Like just now, just give me magic right now. And I think that's what urban fantasy is. It's just magic at your fingertips in the real world, so we can all really like directly understand and relate to it. But it has that fantastical element. It has that escapism of just imagining, that unicorns are real and, our dogs can talk. I mean, who doesn't want that?
Who
Literally no
doesn't want
one.
to snap their fingers and their house is clean?
I want a self-cleaning house. I want a sentient house so bad. Like whenever I read a sentient house book, I'm all in. I just give you my money straight away. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is my favorite trope. And I just love it when the house like cooks dinner for them or something. I'm like,
Yeah.
yes.
Or like a drawer opens and like whatever it is that they
The
need is just right
dress
there.
they want is like, ah.
And it
Yeah,
fits perfectly, of course.
of course it does. And they
Oh,
look stunning in it. And I'm like,
well,
that
this
is that.
just makes me think of Loretta Hignet's
Yeah.
paranormal women's fiction, where she had
Yeah,
the two horned unicorn Cecil to like make
yeah,
drinks and get her dresses, and the
Yeah.
house was sentient. And
Right. And
like
it
yeah.
would
this
just
is,
create a room. It would just create a room. Like, here's a
I
room.
know,
You need a room? Here's a room.
so perfect.
It's the best. And I'm just reading Brogan Thomas's latest book, and that's a sentient house story. And I'm like, ugh, yeah. It just honestly, it's like just license to print money as far as I'm concerned. I'm like, I will read that all day. Give me a sentient house, and I'm just all in. And it's
It,
just that fantasy, isn't it?
yeah.
Of just
Yeah.
so it's kind of like how billionaire romances work, right? Everyone's like, I would love to have a billionaire romance, and I'm like, for me, it's sentient houses. Like that's just my thing.
I love it.
I want a sentient house who always knows the perfect cocktail.
Um, mm-hmm. It makes me want to write my sentient house thing. It wasn't like really a story so much as a fantasy. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, I have a very, very clear sentient house, and it has a slightly different quirk to it than some of the other sentient houses that I've read. And I do love a sentient house because they're fun. So now I'm going, I hadn't thought
Well,
of
you know
working that.
Heather's into it already, so
Well,
I,
yeah,
I
I know I
literally
have.
was just gonna say,
I,
give me the
I
title.
know, yeah, I know I have one reader, but yeah, there's literally like a wardrobe, but it doesn't take you to Narnia. It takes you to a speakeasy in Paris.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
I mean, not that Paris had speakeasies exactly, but it takes you to, yeah.
probably does.
It almost certainly does, yeah.
I'm sure it does now, yeah. But it
Cool,
didn't
cool.
have prohibition, because can you imagine trying to tell the Parisians they couldn't drink?
But there's always something that's going to be forbidden that you can find behind a hidden
Oh,
door.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's like, this house doesn't just give you perfect everything, it also lets you, like, essentially not have to take the plane.
Yeah. Oh, I would love not to be able to take the
Can
plane.
you imagine just stepping through a wardrobe and you're like, I don't know, Hawaii, or the aforementioned Paris,
I
or
always say,
wherever.
like, when people say, what magic power would you have? I'm like, putting aside the inevitable healing one, right? Because morally,
Right.
everyone feels obliged to say that one. So just ignore that one. That one's not, we're not allowed to say that one. If it wasn't healing, it would be teleportation. I would just
Absolutely.
love to be like, oh, I'm gonna be in New Zealand. Off I go.
Yep, here I go. Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, that's my number one. I always say that. Flying? No, I don't want to fly. I want to teleport.
I don't mind flying as long as I'm not with my kids. Flying with my kids is a whole different ball game.
Oh,
Because there's the plane pressure of making sure that they're not, you know, climbing the chairs and shrieking like monkeys, and you're like, shh, everyone be good. If I'm by myself, then I'm in my happy place because you can just put on some headphones and listen to an audiobook or watch a movie and it's like that's not a stressful situation then.
I don't even mind a layover if I'm by myself because I can go hang out like and have a drink and read a book and I don't have to talk to people. I love the anonymity of an airport. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't used to mind flying, but my body doesn't like it anymore. So, which is very sad business because I love to travel. So yeah, hence the teleportation fantasy.
I mean, I'd rather
Perfect.
teleport for
Yeah,
sure.
because
I
then I
mean,
can
same.
just step through the wardrobe, and here we are. So, what's the most unusual, wackadoodle, cray cray research that you've done for your a book?
Well, I mean, with all of my co-authors, all obviously Jill and Hannah, whenever we would like be planning things like, you know, murders, we would always have
As you
to
do.
add on like we're writers, like, and I would always do like if we were doing a note, I would be like, we're just authors researching different ways to kill people. But you know, like, and Jill would be like, do you think the body will have decomposed by this point? Do you think we'll have maggots? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. And I was like, what do you think? You know, what do you think will happen
Yeah.
to the lividity on the body? And so we're Googling. And so I feel like when you're doing crime-based books, which all of mine are, you know, they've always got some element of a mystery, whether it's like kidnapping or murders or stolen objects or something. There's always an element of crime going through them. So a couple of things that I did. I've got two police officer friends whose brains I pick repeatedly. One of them is a lovely Australian fan of mine called Jason, and he was a policeman in Australia for like 10 years. So he has like sketched out maps of like police stations and talked me through like processing and all those sort of things. And then my friend Steve, who's a local officer, met me for a brunch. I promised that I would just like buy him a cup of coffee or something while I picked his brains. And we like started at 9 and we went all the way through till nearly 2 when I was like asking questions because it's so fascinating, you know,
It
to
is.
learn the ins and outs of like the procedure of what people do because you only really see police procedural stuff on TV, and obviously we're well aware that it's dramatized, and it's like, what's the reality of the boots on the ground? Like, give me
Right.
the real skinny. And so digging into those stories was like the best and most interesting couple of hours of my life because I'm always like, and then what happened? You know, it's just
Tell me more.
yeah, it's genuinely fascinating
Yeah.
stuff.
That's so
And
cool.
apart from that, the only other thing that I think would throw up lots of alarm bells is poisons.
Oh yeah.
Poisoning
I love
comes up quite a
poisoning.
lot, I think, because I've had a few female antagonists who go around killing people. So then you're Googling all the different
Right.
poisons and then what happens to the body and what the symptoms
Right.
are and whether you can
And
save
how do you
someone from
get the
this.
poison?
Yeah.
Like in
Yeah,
our modern
exactly.
urban fantasy
Yeah,
world, how do you
because
get the
in
poison?
olden times, getting arsenic was not hard. There was
No,
arsenic like literally lying on the ground
everywhere.
everywhere. Like, I swear. But now it's like, no, you have to go and find laurel leaves or something. I don't know.
I can
Foxgloves
tell you
and
where to mail order cyanide in the United States. Just kidding,
Great.
whoever's listening.
Now we're all
in
on a
that
watch list somewhere. Actually, I've
We
probably
were
been on a watch
already
list
all
for
on
I
a
it.
was
long
just gonna
time.
say we're already on. They're
But I
checking
mean,
our process.
but I had to like study that. Like I decided to kill someone with rhubarb leaves for one of my things, which
Nice.
I hadn't realized were as poisonous as they
They're
were.
very bad.
But
Yes.
I've been to a few poisoning talks, and they're like, oh, the best thing to do is to do it with something that's like they would like be exposed to anyway, like so that it's not no one questions it. Like, don't use arsenic. Use, and I'm like, Okay.
Rhubarb.
Rhubarb.
I had no idea rhubarb leaves were super poisonous, so that's
I
gonna get written in. Thanks very much, girl.
yeah, I didn't. I think it takes a bit. It takes quite a bit. But of course, this woman was drinking green, awful smoothies, so
Yeah,
a bit of
it was like
rhubarb leaves. Yeah.
mixed in.
Uh-huh.
Nice. And now I'm like, we had rhubarb in our garden
So
growing
did
up as kids.
we. So did we. I love rhubarb.
So
Just
does
don't.
everyone, right?
Just
I
don't eat
can't
the
find it
leaves.
here. It's so
Really?
upsetting.
That is upsetting. Why?
I'm not because I need to kill people. I just wanted to make
Rhubarb
cocktails.
crumble. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Rhubarb
not
crumble.
drinks.
Yeah.
Crumble, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. No, not drinks. Yeah. Okay. That's that.
Definitely your
Okay.
thing, yes.
You're gonna have to like grow them in flower pots or something on your patio.
Yes, I agree. I just have to figure out how to. You can't just like.
Keep 'em
Unfortunately, I
alive.
cannot magic that to exist.
You need a sentient house that can grow you some freaking rhubarb, and then it'll be.
Exactly.
What if my sentient house could provide me with natural poisons?
I
That'll be
mean,
so handy.
wow, that's a whole thing. Like a
That would be a
murderous
deadly
house.
house.
A murderous house. Like
Oh, but
they
it
have
would
the
have to be
poison
dark.
gardens.
Right. Yes, and they still have a poison garden in the UK somewhere. I think it's in
Like
Edinburgh, maybe. There's like a full poison garden.
yeah, and I think does
I want to go visit
Kew
it.
Gardens maybe has one. I
Yeah.
think a small one. But yeah, I just like so they have poison gardens. Yeah, what if the sentient house? Oh my gosh, so many thoughts. Mm,
See, this is why it's fun
One
when
of the
authors
best
hang out.
things.
We're all like,
Exactly.
I'm like, oh, I'll use rhubarb. You're like, I have poison gardens. It's like a sentient house that can just
sentient
offer.
house. Woo!
That
Here's
is
some
both
poison.
the fun and the risk of spending so much time talking to authors.
You
Is that you
know?
get talking, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shoot, I just started another book in my head.
Yeah.
I
And then
know.
you tell
Yeah.
your husband, hey, by the way, I've started another book in my head. And he's like,
Not
and which
another
one is
one.
this? How many series do you have going now? And I'm like, none of your business.
And this is why I
That's the
have
right
like
answer.
many series going on at once because yeah.
I am normally a one series at a time girl. I like to get my head down and write the one character and feel like I really know them all, and then swap series and swap headsets. And then I find it hard to go back to the other series. I have to reread the whole series to get back into the same vibe.
Ah.
So I really struggle to like chop and change. Um, but with working with Hannah, especially for the romantasy, they're like 200K, right? So I can't just sit down and write them all the
Right.
time because I would have
Right.
no income because I would not be publishing any urban fantasy books. So I've had to work this last kind of 18 months at doing that, at just writing one book in one series and picking up another one. But it's hard because I think I'm just quite obsessive. So with the romantasy books, I set in a mystical place called Rohelm. And like, I just want to live there full time. I'm like, stop dragging me back to the UK. Like, I just want to sit and I want to like, oh, so hard
I
when you're
don't
being
blame you.
made to adult and you're like, oh, I just
know.
want to
It's
play.
annoying. You know what we need? We need wives.
Yes.
That's what all the writers like back in the day, like all the dude writers that they talked about, oh, he put out all this stuff, like, yeah, because he sat in his house by the lake and his mother brought him sandwiches. Like, or like his wife did everything and she wrote her own stuff, and then he like basically stole her stuff and published it. So that's what we need. We need wives. But like,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, in fairness, my husband frequently, I've got like a little shack in the garden where I
uh-huh.
go to write.
Oh, nice.
And I frequently forget to kind of eat. So he will bring me lunch quite regularly and be like, have you eaten yet? And I'm like, no. And he'll go and make me a sandwich or something. So he's pretty good at fueling me so that I
Yeah.
can keep funding our house.
Yeah, my butler is what I call him. He does sometimes make me cocktails. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And he does sometimes bring me treats. Yeah. And he also edits all my stuff. So
I mean,
because he is
Carries
an
his weight.
yeah, exactly. So he is an editor, and now we're working on some things together. But yeah. Anyway, bygones. So ooh,
My husband is also okay.
yeah, he's
He
all
can hear
right.
me.
You're like,
He's
I
all
need
right.
to
This
chip
room isn't
in. He's
soundproof,
quite.
so he can 100% hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
my
he's
husband,
very.
he made me
He,
dinner tonight, but
Mm,
being married to an author is also a different,
right.
it's a whole different
Yeah.
world,
Because
I
they're
think.
also doing the author things.
yeah, and you both want to disappear into your own imaginary worlds, which must be tricky at times when someone needs to
Also,
actually just be present.
and I do have a daughter as well,
Yeah, someone
and
needs to
she
adult.
is now writing her first book. So
Love
Ooh,
that.
yeah. So we just need staff, is what we
Mm,
need. Staff.
our
yeah.
Ascension House.
And our Ascension House. And a duocorn named was it Cedric or Cecil? Cecil.
Cecil.
Cecil. Um,
Yeah, he was awesome.
so, okay, if your series, oh, I don't even know what series. Pick a series. Any series. Well, let's say your romantasy that you've just published.
Yeah,
And let's say Amazon Prime picks it up because they like to do fantasy things nowadays. And
yeah.
let's say it picks it up for a series. Who would you want to play your main characters?
Oh gosh. I don't even know. I haven't even thought about it. Well, I've thought about it in the sense of manifesting that I'm going to have like a
Sure.
TV or a movie deal, obviously.
Obviously.
Um, but I haven't really drilled down into who would be. I think the thing is that the characters are all a little bit on the young side. They're like 23, 24. So it would have to be kind of quite new emerging actors.
Yeah.
And that would be fun too, right? Because it would be fun to be part of a process of
Yeah.
helping launch some new careers rather
Yeah.
than an
Like,
all-star cast who's already got it
right.
made.
Like we just saw that with Heated Rivalry. Like they made,
Yes.
yeah, and those two, well, one of them had been doing quite a few things, but the other one, this is literally his first like real paid acting gig.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're amazing. I'm like, how
So
really?
good.
They're not like seasoned actors because they're so good. But I do love that. And like she hangs with them, Rachel Reed, I think that's her name. And like she talks about she's done interviews about like
Yeah.
about seeing her book come to life and about these young actors and the fact
Yeah.
that I mean, and I love that like these actors were given this opportunity and now they're just like, everywhere.
Stardom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's
exactly.
that would
Uh,
be a really cool thing to be a part of.
it
Yeah,
would
for
be so
sure.
cool. And plus, I've got a couple of relatives that are actors, so I would
Woo!
totally drag them into
Oh
it.
yeah. I mean, what's a little nepotism among
If you
friends,
can't do
right?
nepotism, what is the
What's the
point?
point?
That's it, right? I just got some little cousins that could have a job. That'd be grand.
I love
I
it.
think that's perfectly appropriate.
Oh yeah,
I think
for
100%.
so too.
sure, for sure. I have no actors for relatives that I know of, but I'm sure that there are plenty of young actors out there I could give a nudge up, something. Or I'll just
Yeah.
be like, my friend, she knows actors. She will supply some.
All too good.
So, in addition to your romantasy that you have, is one out now in that, and then the next three are coming out, or do you have two out?
Um, this is how bad it is,
You
right?
don't
I've
know.
got the prequel is out.
The prequel is out.
Um, the book one is out. Book two is out in July. So, yeah, we're not too far. And then we've got the next one we've moved. Okay. Sarah J. Maas has obviously got her release dates out for
Yes.
ACOTAR, and they were
Nice
very
to know
close
those
to our
ahead of time.
planned. Yes, they were very close to our planned release dates.
Ah,
So we have strategically moved. So we were planning book three to be out November 4th, and hers is coming out October 27th. So we were like, nah, better change that. So we're going to bring that forward to the start of October.
okay, yeah,
And
that's a
I've
great
pushed
plan.
one of my Heather G. Harris ones back. And then the next one was due the start of February, and she's releasing mid-Jan. So we're going to do it the end of February instead. So we've just had to have like a big reshuffle with like the audio team and
Yeah,
everything. And I was like, we're going to change all the dates for everything. I hope that's okay.
I've
But it was
seen,
like, I
yeah.
can't compete with Sarah J. Maas. Like,
And I've seen a lot of people, like a lot of authors that are writing romantasy that have, they're like, ah, crap, I have to redo my whole plan. I mean,
yeah,
because everybody's going to be there reading the new Akatar book, because that is such a phenom.
yes.
And so, yeah, you probably don't want to come in too close to that.
100%. So we think if we come in, so the book three is now going to come in like 4 weeks before her, pretty much. So I'm like, that's fine. We'll have had our time by the time she comes in to
Yeah.
knock us off all the top
And I'll
spots.
give people something to read while they're waiting. So
Yes,
that's a
that was going to be one
brilliant,
of our
yeah.
like promo pushes. Like, still while you're waiting for Akata,
Here
have
you
this one.
go. I have a
Yeah,
thing. I have a thing for
have a
you.
thing. It's a present. Yeah, exactly.
And
And
that's
then
just brilliant marketing.
the next Portlock comes out this year too in September.
Yes.
I'm guessing. That
Yes.
sounds right.
So I did have moving the Romancy around. I had to shift a couple of my HGH books around to fit it so that I wasn't releasing two books literally at the same time. So I had to push I've got a paranormal kind of supernatural police procedural, the other detective series. So I pushed that one back a few weeks because that one's not going to be competing with Akatar. Do you know what I mean? That's a different audience.
Yeah.
Um, so that one's moved and that one's gone forward, and it's just it's
Yeah.
all the jigsaw pieces of trying to get everything in. But yeah, Portlock is going to be out September. That's the one that I'm kind of working on just now. So I'm kind of being kind to myself because normally I can write a book in about 4 to 6 weeks. But I'm giving myself plenty of time with this one because of the emotional side quest. So I'm going to try and yeah, be kind to myself and give myself plenty of time to write it. Because that one does hit so hard. Like the series does so well, and then the emotional of having to write it without Jill. And I don't want to let her down or
Yeah.
let the fans down or it not be its best self. So I do feel like I'm in a like I had a big crying jag yesterday, but apart from that, I now feel like I'm now in the place where I can knuckle down and do it. And I spoke to Jill's husband, and Chad was like, she's telling you to just like knuckle down and do it. And I was like, I know. So even he
Get your
has
butt in
like told
gear.
me, yeah, I put the
That's so
button.
good that you have his support though too.
He's been lovely. We message most days, and he's going to come to the UK to visit in June. So I'm sure again we will cry lots together. But we're going to do some of the things when Jill came to visit me in London last year. We're going to kind of try and recreate what I did with Jill at the time, so he can kind of
Oh,
have a little
oh,
Oh, that's
that's
so
so
lovely.
nice.
experience.
I like
Yeah,
that. That's lovely.
that'll be good.
That's going to be a real. I think
So
that's going
you're
to mean a lot to
busy.
him. You are very
Oh,
busy. Like my gosh.
Yeah, it's a bit of a thing. My husband's not happy. Um, I have a spreadsheet. I have a spreadsheet for every aspect of my life at the moment. And with the romantasy, there's so many people involved because obviously there's me and Hannah. There's our developmental editor, that's our copy and line editor, there's our proofreader, there's two audio narrators, there's a studio mastering, there's proof listeners. So like everybody is scheduled to within an inch of their lives, and no one can be sick. There is no time off for anyone.
You
There's
are
no
not.
wiggle room in the schedule.
Take your vitamin C. You're not allowed to be ill.
100%. Yeah, no illnesses allowed. So yeah, honestly, my schedule is so full. Um, and I've got a bunch of writing things, signings and author conferences and things like that. So I'm going to New Zealand at the end of this month. Amazon invited me to go to London Book Fair at the start of
Ooh,
March, so I took them up on that and I did a little talk at London Book Fair, which was exciting.
nice.
Nice.
Love it.
And before that, one of my friends, AL Tippett, April, she was visiting from Australia, so I went and met her at Edinburgh because obviously I couldn't not see her when she's on the
I
same
mean,
landmass as me.
yeah.
And then before that, I'd had a signing in Lille in France. So I'm very much in the kind of very, very busy globe trotting, but also writing lots of books and not much space in my schedule for said globe trotting. So when I'm in my writing phase, it's been a bit mad.
Globe-trotting writing. Globe-trotting writing. Oh, God, the life we lead is so difficult.
I know it's so hard, isn't it? But like the good thing is you can write on planes and trains. So
It's
like on the
true.
way to and from London, I was getting in my writing, I
Yeah.
wasn't you're traveling and writing, so that's
Yeah.
good. As long as you're not the driver.
Yeah, that would be awkward.
That does,
Yeah,
yeah.
and like
I
if you
the
dictate,
dictation.
yeah,
Dictate.
and just put an earbud in, and everybody will think you're just having a conversation on the phone.
Yeah. But then it
Weird.
just doesn't, and then it just doesn't make sense by the time that I'm done. Like I quite often do voice memos to myself,
Yeah.
like not just driving, but like around the house,
Mm-hmm.
or if an idea comes to me at like midnight or something, and I know if I go to sleep, that will be it. I will never remember it, no matter how much you think, because sometimes you're like, this is the best idea. It's so
I'll
good. I will
remember.
never forget.
I'll remember.
And the next morning, all you remember is that you had a really amazing idea. And that's it. That's all you can remember. So since then, since I've had a few of those, now I just voice note myself in the middle of the
That's a
night.
great
Like,
idea. Yeah, because Stephen King says if you forget an idea, it wasn't good in the first place. But I disagree with you, Mr. King.
oh no.
You are
Like
wrong, Mr. King.
all of them, the nighttime, like gold, I call it like the midnight gold dust. The next morning when I listen back, like a solid 95%, I'm like, that's genius. I
Yes,
was gonna swear
because your
that, but I
mind
can't.
is open and kind of expanded, I think. Like your consciousness, you're half asleep, your consciousness is expanded. All this stuff is like dumping into your brain, and if you don't grab it, then it's gone.
100%.
But that's when some of the most brilliant things, I mean, like literally, I dreamed one of my series, one of my best-selling series. I dreamed it. So like, and if I hadn't written it down, I probably wouldn't remember.
You would not have remembered it. I
Yeah.
would bet you £1,000,000
And
you
it's
would not have
even
remembered it.
it's even worse now, with this whole perimenopause thing. So I don't
Yeah.
agree with Mr. King. Mr. King can do what he
No.
wants. He's rich and stuff. So
Yeah, and maybe his ideas that he forgets are bad, but like the ones that I forget, I know that they were really good. Because the next morning I'm listening back, I'm like, oh, imagine if you forgot that, and I know I would have done. But maybe he hasn't got perimenopause brain, so maybe he doesn't forget as much stuff as us.
maybe not. Maybe
Yeah.
not.
That's probably true.
That's probably
And
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he did
Yeah.
have children, but I bet he wasn't the primary
Person.
raiser of such
No.
children,
No.
which also can mess with your mind.
Yes, Amy.
I'm
you were
going to
saying
have to
something
warn
probably
you that I
important.
have only got 10% battery left on my laptop.
Oh dear.
So we're
Well,
fine.
I was going to ask
We're fine.
Yeah.
But
last question.
The last question. The final answer.
So finally, where can people find out more about you? Where do we send them?
Yes.
oh, well, I have my own website, www.heathergharris.com, or www.aria-ashbrook.com. But I guess really you just want to pop along to Amazon because I'm in Kindle Unlimited. That's where all of my books are. The paperbacks, hardbacks, and audio are all widely available at various other retailers. But if you're interested in reading kind of ebook or in Kindle Unlimited, then you need to head over to Amazon. And on my website again, I've got a reading order of like the best because of the series that I have that all interlink. It's not like straightforward, the best reading order. There needs to be a graphic. So you can head over there, follow. There's literally like a little graphic with arrows being like this one and then this one and then back to this one and down to that one because they all like
I'm
intersect.
excited
So
Yeah. That's cool.
for that because I have read most of the other series, not the detective part. Not that. Is that your more recent one?
that's the most recent one, yeah.
I haven't read any of those, but I've read all the other ones in the other realm.
Ah, thank you.
So cool.
So now I'm gonna need to look at the map.
Now,
And
are
maybe
Now
you
you
I'll
need
have
to look
to
at the
read
reading order. Yes, 100%.
have you put your books in libraries?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
great.
that's right. Yeah.
So
So obviously,
ask if you don't have Kindle Unlimited, ask your
yes,
local library.
you can now
Okay.
ask a library, 100%.
I do love that because I do have a pen name that's in Kindle Unlimited. And the minute they're like, yes, you can now have it in libraries, I'm like, "Phew."
Same. It's just that you want to be able to be accessible. So like all of my audiobooks are available for free on YouTube.
Cool.
Because
That
audiobooks are
is
really,
so
really
cool.
expensive. Thank you.
They are.
And I just think the people sometimes that really need the escapism are the people that can't afford like 19.99 for an audiobook, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, all of my books are on YouTube for free. You can just anyone can just listen to them anytime. If you need escapism, have some free stuff on me at any point.
Awesome. I love it.
I love that. And
Thank
do you do the socials? Do you have a
So,
good reader group on Facebook or anything?
yes, yeah, I do all the socials. I've got a Facebook page, Instagram page, TikTok, and I have Facebook fan groups. That was so loud. And I have Discord now. I've started to have Discords,
Woo.
because everybody started boycotting Facebook. So I wanted to give someone else, another place where we could gather and just talk. And Discord, I've learned is, since of our Discord, it's really nice to be able to like pick what channels and topics you're reading, and it's less overwhelming sometimes than like a really big group. So I have all the socials in all of the places, depending on what your social media preference is.
That's
Come
awesome.
and find me, no matter where you are.
We'll be sure to put those in the show notes so that you
Oh,
can
lovely,
find
thank you.
Heather.
Yay.
Thank you so much for joining us today and talking with us. This was a lot of fun.
Oh, you're
It really
welcome.
was.
All right, do you know
I've
what?
learned a
Put
lot
me in a
about
much better
poison.
mood. Thank you very much,
Yay.
lady. It's been lovely.
And we had our cocktail hour.
Yes, so
Yay.
needed.
Definitely. It was just so lovely. I love talking with people from all over the world.
It is lovely.
Episode should come out on the 21st of April.
Mm.
And so I will let you know ahead of time and then tag you and everything when it comes out.
Yes, you can tag Heather and you can tag Aria, and then I will share to all their respective places.
Cool.
Sounds fantastic.
Cool, cool, cool.
Alrighty.
You're frowning. Why are you frowning so deeply?
Am I frowning?
Yeah, you were like very concerned there for a moment.
Oh.
Have we
was
finished?
concerned
Have we said goodbye now?
Oh, probably we
We
should.
can say goodbye,
Sure.
yeah.
Well,
No,
thanks.
like just technically for the podcast. I was like, have we
Yeah.
finished? Have we,
Oh,
can
wait.
are we
I
there?
don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't think we
Sometimes I forget that part.
I think, yeah, we do forget that part often. So,
I
thank
wanna
you,
say-
Heather, for joining us here on the podcast today. And thank you, everybody, for joining us talking with Heather.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me.
All right, see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay,
And then-
now we can cut that bit and then it's
Pause.
fine.
Amy, see, I told you. All the rum.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
It
that was
yeah,
a very
so
loud
fun.
straw.
Oh my god, that was so funny. Oh my god. Right, my battery has just said, you might want to plug your battery in, which normally means it's going to break in any second. Thanks.
I was like, put a little
So much
dancing,
fun.
Oh, it really was
a
fun
dancing
having you.
wolf just in that corner.
Yeah. Yeah. No one will, what does the wolf say?
Head, blood. Okay, I'm really macabre, man. Well, she chopped the werewolf's head off. That's why it's
did.
yeah,
I
it's a
did.
callback to a previous
But-
conversation.
It was. That's what the good
What?
comedians do. It's like a callback.
That's
from the
me.
beginning.
Everybody knows I'm a comedian.
Yes. I actually said to Loretta Hignett the other day, I was like, you should be a stand-up. Like, you're so fucking
She's
funny. Like, you should be so
funny. Oh my god,
It's
she's
really
hilarious. And she
Yeah.
just says it like it's normal. That's
And like
the
her
funniest thing.
stories are so funny. She'll be like, I was hanging out and then someone started and I just waded in and I was punching this guy and I'm like, what? What do you get up to? But it's so funny.
Australians, man. Australians.
Yeah. Yeah, but she's Kiwi.
I
She's
know.
Kiwi. We're hanging out when we go to when I go to New Zealand. So I'll be hanging out with
Awesome.
Loretta and Iris Spiegelhole and
Awesome.
Janita, Lawrence, JT Lawrence, and Stephanie Holmes.
We just had her.
Oh, we
on.
just
She's
interviewed her.
amazing.
Oh, she's so nice, isn't she?
Yes, she is. She's lovely.
And Iris is coming up.
Yes.
And Loretta's been on, so.
Loretta's been on, yeah.
My whole
How did
down
Loretta
under.
go? Was she?
Oh my god, she was so
Oh my
goddamn
God.
funny. Oh my
She's
gosh.
so funny, isn't
That was
she?
So funny.
so great.
That was yeah. It was like fairly early in the morning for her, I think.
Yes, it always is. Yeah.
Yeah. But wasn't she
She
still,
was still
drinking?
drinking. Yeah, she will have still been drinking. I'm pretty sure I remember talking to her beforehand, actually, and she was like, I'm supposed to be drinking, so I've had a drink in preparation, you know, and she was like, I've got a good buzz going already, and I was like, oh, man.
Because it was like 9 in the morning or something her time, and we're like, you don't have to drink. Oh, no, it's fine. Uh-oh, there she went.
Oh,